Hello everyone, welcome you all. In this video, we are going to discuss about the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020. So basically, we have started a series of agriculture reforms. Okay, so in this agriculture reform, as you all know, that the government has introduced three laws. Uh, from three of two we have already discussed, and this is the last lecture of the series. It is a third lecture in which we are going to discuss about the last law. Okay, the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020. Okay, so as we told you early that the three acts government has introduced for agriculture reform, and two of them we have discussed, and today is the last law which we are going to discuss in this lecture. So firstly, we will see that what is Essential Commodities Act, why it was introduced, and when it was introduced. Okay, so basically, the Essential Commodities Act was introduced by the Government of India way back in 1955. Law was used by Government of India to regulate the production, supply, and distribution of whole of the commodities declared essential. Okay, so why government do this? Because if a consumer don't get a fair price of the commodity, then government list those commodities as an essential commodities, and to provide those commodities as a fair price to the consumers. Okay, and under the list of the act, the commodities which includes are mostly the drugs, fertilizers, pulses, edible oils, petroleum, and petroleum products, because you can see that the drug prices, fertilizer prices, pulses, edible oils, petroleum products, these are some of the things a market use a lot, and to provide these commodities in a fair price to the consumers, the government generally does this thing. This law also empowers the government to include any new commodities also, or to take off the any commodities which is presently over there. So it is also empower the government to fix the MRP of the MRP of any product or any essential commodity declared under the list. Okay, so as you can see that there are certain drugs or medicines that government has fixed a price on MRP, so that it can available to anyone, any individual at a fair price. So these were the motives of the government to introduce the commodity in a essential commodities list. Okay, and now we will see the amendment part of the this act, that what are the changes have been made by the government of India in this law in 2020. Okay, so the key features of the act is to regulation of food items. Okay, so it provide government to power to regulate the certain food items including cereal, pulses, potatoes, onions, edible oils, and oils only under certain extraordinary circumstances. Okay, and what are those extraordinary circumstances? Those are the wars, famine, extraordinary price rise. As you can see earlier, when the price of the onion was very high a few months back, and the Ministry of Consumer Affairs has fixed the price of onions, and provide the onions to the consumer at a fair price. So you can quote this example in your answer. Okay, and the fourth thing is that when a natural calamity of grave natural any calamity, like if there is a flood or if there is any other things happen, then government can manage those things and provide those things in a fair price. The key features, second key feature of this act is the 1955, that it empowers, as we have already discussed, empower the government to regulate or prohibit production, supply, distribution, trade, commerce of such essential commodities. Okay, and it also empower the government on the stock limit. Okay, so what are the stock limits that it empowers the government? If there is a 100% rise in a retail price of a horticulture produce, okay, or a 50% increase in the retail price of non-perishable agriculture food items. What are the non-perishable products of food items like beans, uh, pulses, and other stuff which stored in a cans, which have a long shelf life. Those are the products called the non-perishable products. Okay, and how government see and how government fix the price of any commodity. Well, government see the immediate proceeding of the 12 months before, that what was the price, what was the lowest price, or the last 5 years price of that commodity in last 5 years. Government see whichever is lower, government apply that price and fix that price on the lower price and provide that commodity in a fair price. What are the benefits we'll get after this amendment? Okay, so it basically end the harassment of businessmen and traders, because what kind of harassments and harassments of businessmen and traders? Because because previously government has a restriction of hoarding on food commodities, or if anybody of it, or if anybody uh, do the hoarding of any food commodities, then the government have the authority and government have the power to seize that food commodities, and that will lead to the certain harassment of the businessmen. So that's why the thing that now there is in the new act, there is a no stock limit or no restriction on the businessmen and traders, whichever they amount or whichever they like, they can store the food items or any products, and the government will not interfere in that. Okay, so that's the one point which will be get benefited the businessmen and the traders. And the second thing is that it helps in reducing wastage as storage facility improve. Okay, so how it reduce wastage and storage facility, because despite the India losing a third of the agriculture product produced post harvest. So what is the post harvest? Post harvest basically is a thing when a food is harvested and it's stored in the in the in the godowns, and in that godowns one fourth of the or one third of the food is it gets lost, or it gets degrade or something like that. So if these things get a proper facilitation, proper environment and proper infrastructure, then it will be a benefit, and it will save a lot of food. Okay, so one second thing is that, and third thing is that uh, it will attract a private investment in cold storage, warehouses, and processing. Okay, so basically what is cold storage? Cold storage is a place where commodities like tomato or anything like that which have a very small life, that can be stored in that place. A warehouse where a large amount of the food commodities are stored, and a food product processing industries will get a benefit in this. Okay, so third thing is that, and fourth thing is it will bring stability in prices and raise farm income. And these are the some of the positive impact of this law in this in the of the amendment, which will help these uh, these stakeholders. Okay, and now we will see that what are the potential issues under this act, and why are some of the stakeholders are opposing this act, this amendment. So the potential issue with this act is because it is a highly centralized act. The act is regulated by central government. So that's the reason that state governments have a concern that this will not be able to regulate black marketing or not be able to stop black marketing, because the central government have no idea that how states have managed their agriculture sector, or state is a first institute which help farmers and which provide which have all the data at the very ground level. So that's they have the concern that this will leads to a black market. The center may not get an adequate data of the black marketing. Okay, so that's the concern of the state government. Some experts fear that the act legalize the hoarding, as we have discussed with you that from now there is no restriction on the businessmen and traders to stock the commodity, and whatever they like, whatever the quantity they like, they can store in their warehouses, in their shops, in their godowns, and there is no restriction on the businessmen. So when a lot of amount is a lot of quantity is stored by a particular individual, then it will leads to a disrupt in food chain. So as we discussed that some of the individuals store a lot of quantity of the food, and this will help in, and this will have a bad impact on an emergency condition and in extraordinary circumstances, because government will have no information on who the player and who the what the level of the stock are they not clear. So that's some of the reasons that some of the stakeholders are opposing these amendments, and they want that government assure them and do some amendments in the law so that they can have that insurance. So there are some of the concerns and potential issues in this amendment. So if you found this informative, you can join us on the following social media platforms, and if you like this video, you can subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you can get all the information and all the important updates. So thank you and have a nice day.